Hello, how you doing? Today's video is not a normal video, obviously, but it's a story that needs to be shared. It's not a video that I like to put together, but we're doing it. The story needs to be out there. In South Canisteo, New York, we had, well, in my valley, and that's over the hill in the next valley, we've had torrential flood a few days ago. It was Friday. It's when it happened. You've probably seen it on the news that the East Coast got hit by what was left of the hurricane. Well, in this particular case, it hit home pretty hard. My nephew, Logan, which is my brother Greg's son and his wife, and his neighbor, Steve, and his wife, Jennifer, both lost everything. Their houses are still there, but anything in the first floor, the garages, basements, shops, the entire property is just devastated. I'm going to show you what happened, where they're at, and what's next. But just put yourself in their shoes when you're watching this, and I pray none of this ever happens to any of you. I really do. So just bear with me, and we'll have this thing put together, or hopefully it makes a little sense.
Yes, sir. Looks like you're going to jump home.
Okay, we're in South Canisteo, New York. This is my nephew, Logan, my brother Greg's son. We're at his house. They had a major flood, and it's devastating, and it should have never happened. We'll get more clips of this. They kind of put it together, but him and his neighbors literally have lost everything. I mean, I've never seen something, water come in as fast as that did, be so devastating. Logan, what was your experience on this? Explain how this happened and when it first happened. I heard the story.
I mean, really, there was no warning. The only warning I got was the neighbor called me and told me, hey, right the fence, they used to be here, but at the time it was, you got 4 feet of water. Get your dog and get you out. That's about as much time as I had. By the time I got the dog, there was leash on him, that side door caved in with water. I mean, I didn't have time to move her Jeep to the driveway over there when it broke over the levee up there, which is somewhat rare. I moved her Jeep, my truck across the road, come back, got the dog, walked back, carried the dog across the driveway, got in the truck, and just more or less watched the house flood.
That's 5 minutes and under. That's your warning. And it's because of that state sluice. Well, way too small, being plugged, and you won't do a damn thing about it.
Between that and the fact that 3 years ago, 13 days and 3 years ago when this happened, afterwards they went through and they cleaned the creek going up the road. Well, when they cleaned it, cut all the trees down, they stacked them on the bank. Well, when you get this much amount of water in this amount of time, all them trees did was come down here and plug that culvert within minutes. So once the water had no place to go, it made a hole.
Did you know your house and Steve's house is on national news?
I did.
Either your governor's going to be here at 3 o'clock this afternoon.
Well,
let's see how that rolls out. They're going to put a show on.
Yeah.
Believe me, that'll be interesting.
Just show up, hold the shovel, and leave.
Yeah, that's about it. I want to see her walk.
Somewhere else.
I don't afford
Alright. Casey, how long do you think this is going to take to get all this even livable or close to?
6 months. almost a year.
And I don't think that's a lie either. Everybody's pitching in, everybody's helping.
This is Casey. This is actually the first time that I've met him. Now, I know his uncle and his dad really well. Good people, hard-working folks. Now, there's one thing that I have known for a long time. This is a hard-working man, very creative, very innovative, and can make anything happen. He's here helping Logan and Kelly and Steve and his wife. Everybody here is taking care of each other. But believe me, this guy knows what work is.
So the flood hit, everything come up, and as soon as the water started receding, it was awesome. The community got together. We were able to start getting water away from the houses. The damage was already done, but everyone got together. We're getting things cleaned out now. We don't know what to do or where to go from here. All we can do is just our part as a community, and I want to thank everybody that's come out and helped us yesterday and today to make that possible. So I'm hoping this next week we can get some of this debris out and gone so we can assess the house and see how bad it is structurally and on the foundation. I don't know. I want to say thank you for everybody out here. So thank you. Come out. I mean, it was pretty bad.
Yeah, I didn't realize these got washed out, which I'll get that.
Yeah. Well, you see the sheds that went down. They're full.
I know.
They have four-wheelers, snowmobiles, lawnmowers. You know, and they lost a lot of stuff.
Water is so powerful.
Yeah.
But that should never happen.
That should have never happened, and Andy Dennis talked to the state about it 2 years ago, and they refused to let the Bose's kids dig out the culvert.
Came right up over top, blew the whole thing out. That sluice was completely plugged, full of trees. That's a pretty large sluice.
Okay, I'm here with Steve and Jennifer, which is Logan and Kelly's neighbor, and they got blasted just as bad as Logan did. Pretty much the same deal. They lost everything, and I want them in their own words to tell what they're dealing with, what their story is, and where this was headed. Timeline doesn't even matter. It's going to take an eternity to get their life in order. But we have a nice community. There will be some help with equipment and everything to help. But you have an amazing amount of people actually trying. But it's one step at a time. Okay, Steve, Jennifer?
Yeah, so we, I mean, within 5 minutes you had, I don't know, 5, 6 feet of water up to the porch, up to Kelly and Logan's kitchen window. And the devastation in the mud and the muck is just unreal. I mean, you spend days here and it doesn't feel like you have accomplished anything. You're just keep working.
The fear of watching the water come over the dike and just taking over everything and being in the house. I was in the house for 2.5 hours, not knowing if I was ever going to get out. Making phone calls to loved ones, wondering what's going to happen next. Not being able to go anywhere but in your house, contained, surrounded by water that's rushing, is one of the scariest things I have ever gone through in my life. But I'm here, and we're going to work on things one day at a time. But it's a mess.
So just to give you guys some context, she was trapped on the second story of this house. He had just went down to check on his dad real quick. He came back. He was right on that bank past that white truck. He could not get to her. They could talk to each other, but they could not get to each other. Terrifying.
this is Logan's wife's Jeep. And of course, it's done. They'll total this. It's never going to run again. They found it down 36, wadded up into the guardrails. And one of their good friends we were just talking to actually rescued it. And this is the neighbor's Jeep. And that was down here up against the bank by the church. Let's get a little bit of that out of this. Now this one didn't go as far because the window got popped out of it, and it filled full of water. But this one floated. And now in here is a truck that I built many years ago. It's a 78 GMC. We'll get in and show you. This truck, like I said, it's a 78 GMC four-wheel drive. Quite a number of years ago, I sold it to my brother. This has got a 406 small block, 430. It's pretty healthy. And they've had this in here. You can obviously see they were putting cat corners of rockers on to get it ready for paint. Well, the water line is above the mirrors. Let's just put it that way. Right here is the water line. And it's just full. And the neighbor had his Dodge truck with Cummins motor out of it, rebuilding it. It was right over here on the other side. And now we'll get some more video. Just let me know when you got it. Okay, this is the Splenda that coming in doing tree work to get rid of the debris and get the electric lines back in order. And they, believe it or not, came out of Connecticut to come down and help. They actually got here sometime yesterday. Of course, we got a lot of duck trucks running. Where the levee broke here in the creek, they are removing the gravel. But I'm going to let Colin just go around and get some video so you can get a real good concept of how bad this really is.
Down there is where the levee broke, right where they're working right there. That's how close it was to these people's house. Broke right through it. They had minutes. They actually got trapped in the house, unable to get out. They had to get rescued by a boat. Terrifying.
Really pull some out.
Now, how long did it take you guys just to get where you are now?
I don't know what time is it.
That's just today's project,
hours,
right?
5 hours this morning.
They've already been working all morning, and they got a lot more to do.
The water's still in the basement.
This is the basement. How deep down to where's the floor at?
It's an 8-foot basement.
Okay.
So you got what, you probably got 5 feet of water, 2 feet of mud in there.
Still
walk through it
completely flooded. Devastating.
I mean, you can go